Int. Beach. DREAM day waves crash. An old Japanese man Sato stares at sea. Dominic Cobb lies on sand. Guarded. Guard! He waits. Cobb marches to a cliffside castle. Int. Sato's room. Dream Sato kneels. Sipping tea. Cobb faces him. A silver top spins on the table. Sato, are you here to protect me? Or your secrets? Cobb stays silent. Sato, you are an extractor. You steal secrets from dreams. And you have a secret. This top. I have an offer. Your man Nash talks in his sleep. He revealed this is a dream. Call off your team. Then I will hire you for a better job. The room shakes. Dream collapses. COBB. You should not be here. Sato. Then choose. Scene 2 Int. Apartment dream Arthur hears via headset. He grabs Nash. Arthur. He knows. Abort. Kick now. Arthur shoves Nash onto a carpet. He blasts a French song on speakers. On beach Cobb hears music. COBB. Our song. A giant wave crashes, destroying all. Scene 3 Int. Warehouse real world Sato now young. Sleeps wired to a PASIV device. Cobb. Arthur. Nash sleep nearby. Arthur wakes first. Stops the device. Nash. Sorry Cobb. He knew. Sato wakes. Sees the dirty warehouse. Sato. So, it was a dream. COBB. No. This is reality. Sato's smile vanishes. Scene 4 Int. Bullet train. Jacob and Sato talk. Sato. My offer stands. But the job is to plant an idea. Not steal one. COBB. Inception? Impossible. The mind rejects foreign ideas. Sato. They said that about extraction. Sato slides a plane ticket across. Sato. The target is Robert Fisher. I want him to break up his father's company. Do this, and I make one call. Your charges disappear. You go home to your children. Cobb is stunned silent. Scene 5 Int. Hotel room, Paris. Cobb tells Arthur. Arthur. Inception? It's suicide. COBB. He can get me home. Arthur. Who's the mark? COBB. Robert Fisher. Arthur. His subconscious will be a fortress. We need a team. A great architect. COBB. I have one in mind. Scene 6 Int. University. Paris Professor Miles lectures. Student Ariadne draws impossible structures. Cobb approaches Miles. Miles. Cobb? I heard you were wanted. COBB. I need an architect. Miles. For dreaming? No. COBB. Not you. Her. Cobb points to Ariadne. Miles. She is a student. Your world is too dangerous. Scene 7 Int. CAF Paris. Cobb meets Ariadne. Ariadne. Professor said you have a strange job. Cobb shows her sketchbook with a paradoxical staircase. COBB. You draw this? In my world. It can exist. I need you to build dream worlds. Ariadne laughs. Then sees he is serious. Scene 8 Int. Warehouse. Paris. Cobb prepares the pussy device. Ariadne. You will make me sleep. COBB. We will share a dream. 5 minutes real time is 1 hour there. Never use a real memory. The subconscious attacks foreign ideas. Ariadne. I read the papers. Cobb activates the device. Scene 9 Int. Apartment dream Ariadne wakes in a beautiful Paris apartment. It is empty. Ariadne. I built this. COBB. No, I did. But the... Scene 1 Int. Warehouse. Paris. Day. Cobb warns Ariadne about the dangers. COBB. When you enter someone's dream, you enter their mind. Their subconscious creates people who can attack you. Ariadne. What happens if you die in a dream? Cobb. You wake up. Unless you're under a powerful sedative. Then you get trapped in limbo. Raw. Infinite subconscious. You can lose yourself for decades. Cobb's pain suggests he speaks from experience. Scene 2 Int. CAFA. Paris. Day. The team assembles. Arthur is there. Cobb introduces Eames, a forger who can impersonate others in dreams. Eames to Ariadne. So you're the new architect. Don't make the stairs too obvious. Arthur explains the plan. A dream within a dream within a dream. 3 levels. Each level time moves slower. Arthur. 10 hours on a plane becomes 3 days in level 1. 6 months in level 2. 10 years in level 3. Ariadne is stunned by the scale. Scene 3 Int. Chemist workshop. Paris Yusuf, the chemist, shows them a powerful sedative. YUSUF. This will stabilize the 3 levels. But if you die while sedated, your mind goes to limbo. There is no kick to wake you. Only dying there or a synchronized kick from each level will work. The risk is clear. Scene 4 Int. DREAM training Ariadne builds mazes. Cobb tests her. She creates brilliant, shifting corridors. But she is curious about Cobb. She builds a house from his memories, a place he refuses to describe. She enters. A child laughs. A woman's voice calls. Cobb storms in, furious. COBB. Never go into my memories. My mind is dangerous. She appears here. Ariadne. Who? COPB. Mal. My wife. Scene 5 Int. PLANE Real World. The team boards the same flight as Robert Fisher. Sato is there as a businessman. They wait for Fisher to sleep. Yusuf slips the sedative into his drink. The plan is in motion. Scene 6 Int. Level 1 Dream CATYRAIN. The team sleeps in the plane. They appear in a rainy city. This is Yusuf's dream. A van speeds through streets. Fisher is inside, sedated. Their mission: extract a secret number from his subconscious safe. But Fisher's trained subconscious attacks. Armed projections swarm the van in a violent shootout. The dream becomes a war zone. Eames, his mind is an army. We need to adapt. The plan is already unraveling. Level 1 Dream VAN continuous. The van swerves violently as Yusuf drives. Projections fire relentlessly. Arthur returns fire from the back. Arthur, we can't hold them off forever. Eames, what's the status upstairs? Eames, overcoms. Fisher is resistant. The plan is changing. Inside the van, the sleeping team's bodies slide with each turn. Gravity is becoming unstable. Scene 2 Int. Level the Dream Hotel Cup. Eames and Ariadne are in a sleek hotel. This is Arthur's dream. Eames has taken the form of Peter Browning, Fisher's godfather. Eames says Browning, Robert, your father's will is a trick. He wants you to prove yourself by breaking up the company. Someone is trying to protect the empire by stealing the idea from your mind. Fisher is confused, paranoid. Fisher, this is a dream. It's not real. COBB, we are here to protect you. Your subconscious is attacking us. We need to go deeper to find the truth. Fisher's suspicion grows, but he agrees to go deeper. DREAM Von Yusuf executes a desperate maneuver, driving the van off a bridge. It plummets towards the river. This creates a kick, a falling sensation meant to wake the dreamers in. DREAM Hotel falling van causes gravity to fail in the hotel. Arthur's world tilts. A spectacular zero-gravity fight ensues in the hotel corridor as Arthur battles projections. Meanwhile, Cobb sedates Fisher to go to Level 3 Dream Snow Fortress. The team arrives at a heavily guarded mountain fortress in a blizzard. This is Cobb's dream, built by Ariadne. Their goal? Enter the fortress and make Fisher open a vault containing his dying father. But a new threat emerges. MAL, Cobb's late wife, appears. She is a powerful, vengeful projection from Cobb's subconscious. Mal, you said we would grow old together. Why don't you stay? Dom. She shoots Fisher. He is critically wounded, unable to complete the mission. Ariadne, Cobb. She's not real. Your guild is destroying everything. Dream Hotel Eames realizes Fisher is dying in the level below. He rigs an elevator with explosives to create a massive synchronized kick. Eames overcomes. This is the only way. Brace for kick. Scene 7 Int. Level 1 DREAM van hits the water. The kick is initiated. The dream world begins to collapse. Dream Snow Fortress Fisher is dying. Sato is shot. The mission is on the verge of total failure. Ariadne proposes a desperate solution. Ariadne, we have to go down one more level. To Limbo. We can find Fisher and Sato there and bring them back. Cobb knows the terrible risk. Limbo is where he lost Mal, but he has no choice. COPB, I'm going with you. They prepare to die in Level 3 to descend into the chaotic nightmare of Limbo. Level 3 Dream Snow Fortress Fisher is dead. Sato is dead. The mission has failed in this reality. Ariadne looks at Cobb. Ariadne, Limbo is the only way. We have to find them and bring them back. Cobb knows she is right. He also knows he must finally face Mal. He and Ariadne place charges. They lie down beside the bodies. COBB, when the kick comes, don't wait for me. Get Fisher to the vault. They trigger the explosion, dying in Level 3. Scene 2 Int. Limbo Endless City. Cobb and Ariadne wash up on a shore. Before them stretches a decaying, endless city of crumbling skyscrapers. This is the world Cobb and Mal built over 50 years of shared dream time. Ariadne, this is your world? COBB, it was ours. We lost our memories here. We thought it was real. Ariadne finds Fisher, lost and confused. She guides him, explaining this is a dream, urging him to find his father's vault. Scene 3 Int. Limbo Beach House. Cobb enters the familiar house. Mal is there, waiting. She is elegant, calm, and utterly convinced this world is real. Mal, we had a life. Dom, we were gods here. Why did you try to convince me it was a lie? Why did you make me leave? COBB, I poisoned the idea in your mind. I'm sorry. I did it so we would wake up. Our children were waiting. Mal, they're just projections. Like me. Cobb finally accepts his guilt. COBB, you're just a shade, a memory. I miss you more than I can bear, but my real children are waiting for me to come home. I have to let you go. He turns his back on her. It is his final act of acceptance. Mal vanishes. Scene 4 end. Level 3 Dream Volturiadin and Fisher reappear in Level 3. Fisher, now enlightened, enters the vault. Inside, he finds his dying father and a simple toy windmill. Maurice Fisher, weakly I was. Disappointed you tried to be me. Robert Fisher weeps with relief. The idea is planted. Inception is a success. Scene 5 Synchronized kick. The kicks cascade through the levels. In Level 1, the van hits the water. KICK. In Level 2, Arthur's elevator explodes. KICK. In Level 3, Ariadne and Fisher jump from the fortress. KICK. The team wakes up, level by level, on the airplane. Scene 6 end. Airplane real world. The plane lands in Los Angeles. Robert Fisher gives Sato a knowing look. The mission is a success. Cobb passes through U.S. immigration without issue. He is home. Scene 7 end. Cobb's father-in-law's house. Jacob enters the house. His children, James and Philippa, are in the garden. They turn around. He sees their faces for the first time in years. He takes a spinning top from his pocket and spins it on the table. He watches it, but then he turns away to his children. He doesn't need to see if it falls. He is finally present. He is home. The top spins, wobbles, and then...
Airport arrivals hall day. The team walks through the busy terminal. There is a silent understanding between them. They exchange nods, no words needed. Sato separates with a brief handshake with Cobb. Sato, quietly a single phone call. It is done. Welcome home, Mr. Cobb. Sato walks away, flanked by aides. The team disperses into the crowd, their extraordinary bond fading into the mundane reality of the airport. Scene 2 Ixt. House Jacob stands at the gate of a familiar suburban house. He takes a deep breath, the weight of years of exile and guilt on his shoulders. He pushes the gate open. Scene 3 Int. Living room day. Miles, Cobb's father-in-law, looks up from a book. He sees Cobb, and a wave of relief and emotion crosses his face. Miles, Dominic, they're in the garden. They've been waiting. Cobb nods, unable to speak. He walks towards the garden door. Scene 4 Ixt. Garden day. Philippa and James, his children, are playing. Their backs are to him. Cobb stops, simply watching them. The scene is identical to the painful memory he has revisited 1,000 times in his dreams. He slowly approaches. He kneels on the grass. Philippa turns first. She smiles, not with surprise, but with recognition. Philippa, Daddy, you're back. James turns around. His face lights up. Cobb pulls them both into a tight embrace. His eyes closed, tears finally streaming down his face. He is truly present. Scene 5 Int. Dining room later. The spinning top sits on the table where Cobb of its spin falters. With a final, almost silent shudder, the top tips over and lies still on the wooden surface. Scene 6 Ixt. Garden later. Cobb plays with his children. He is laughing, free. He glances through the window into the house. He sees the top has fallen. A profound peace settles on his face. He no longer cares about the dream. He chooses his reality. Final scene. Paris Cafe. Arthur sits at a table, sipping coffee. He reads a newspaper headline. Fisher Morrow Empire to be. He picks up a small, metal top from her desk, spins it thoughtfully, and then smiles, letting it fall. She has learned the lesson well. Eames is in a high-stakes poker game in Macau, effortlessly bluffing his opponents. Yusuf is back in his lab, refining his chemicals. Each member of the team has returned to their life, forever changed by the shared journey into the depths of the human mind. They are the ghosts who built the idea, the architects of a new reality for Robert Fisher, and finally, for themselves. The top wobbled on the wooden table, spin beginning to falter. Cobb watched it, but his eyes were not on the metal toy. They were on his children's faces, their laughter ringing through the sun-drenched garden as they ran toward him. James turned, his small hand reaching out. Philippa's smile was a perfect mirror of her mother's, but it held no malice, only joy. He didn't look back at the top. He walked away from the table, embracing his children, feeling the solid, warm reality of them in his arms. The top was forgotten. For the first time in years, Dom Cobb was truly present. Weeks turned into months. The legal battles with his father-in-law, Miles, were settled quietly. Miles, Seeing the peace in his son-in-law's eyes and the happiness of his grandchildren, relinquished custody without a fight. Cobb found a job teaching architecture at Miles University, a quiet, grounded life. The totem was tucked away in a drawer, a relic of a painful past. The Inception on Robert Fisher had been a success, but its ripples were far-reaching. News of Fisher Morrow's sudden, radical corporate dissolution, breaking up his father's empire into competitive, innovative entities, shook the global economy. It was too perfect, too clean. It drew attention. One evening, Cobb was grading papers when a familiar name appeared on his computer screen. Peter Browning, Fisher's embittered godfather, had been found dead in his Monaco penthouse. The official report was suicide, driven by financial ruin after Fisher's actions. But Cobb felt a cold knot tighten in his stomach. It was the kind of cleanup he associated with Eames' more ruthless aliases, or worse, a corporation tying up loose ends. A few days later, a plain envelope arrived with no return address. Inside was a single, high-resolution photograph. It was a security still from the first-level dream of the Fisher job, the rainy New York City. It showed Cobb, Arthur, and Eames huddled under an awning, planning their next move. But in the background, barely visible through the downpour, in a cafe across the street, sat a man Cobb had never seen before. He was well-dressed, sipping coffee, and looking directly at the camera, a faint, knowing smile on his lips. This was impossible. Projections don't take notice of the dreamers unless they are the subject of the dream. This man was an observer. That night, Cobb dreamt of Mal, but it was different. She wasn't the vengeful phantom of his guilt. She was the woman he remembered from their early limbo, sharp and brilliant. "You never asked the right question, Dom," she said, standing in their Parisian apartment. The city of their creation sprawled outside the window. "What question?" he asked, his dream self wary. "You asked if you were still dreaming. You never stopped to ask whose dream you were in."
The architect's signature, the world resolved not into a familiar landscape, but into a place of pure, abstract information. They stood in a vast, dark space like the heart of a cosmic library. All around them, streams of light neon blue, electric green, blood red flowed in complex, intersecting patterns representing the raw data of the subconscious. This was not a dream built from memory or desire. It was a diagnostic level, a place to observe the source code of the shared dream itself. Ariadne had designed it, her natural talent pushed to its absolute limit. "We're not in anyone's mind," she said, her voice echoing slightly in the void. "We're in the space between minds. We're looking at the architecture of the compound's influence." Eames, dressed in the avatar of a data broker, whistled softly. "So this is what the inside of a sedative looks like. Cheerful. Focus," Arthur commanded, his sharp eyes tracking the flows. "We're looking for an anomaly. A signature that isn't ours, Sato's, or Fisher's." Cobb remained silent, his gaze fixed on the patterns. It was like listening to a symphony and trying to pick out a single, faint instrument you'd never heard before. The green streams were Arthur, orderly, efficient. The blue were Ariadne, creative, flowing. The red, he knew with a pang, was his own, chaotic, threaded with dark knots of guilt. Sato's was a golden, imposing thread, and Fisher's a confused, shattered silver one being slowly woven back together. Then he saw it, a thread of pure white. It was subtle, almost invisible, weaving through the other streams without interacting, merely observing. It didn't originate from any of them. It was external, like a fiber optic cable tapped into their system. "There," Cobb said, pointing. Ariadne's eyes widened. "It's not a projection. It's a tap. Someone piggybacked on our connection. Can we trace it back?" Arthur asked. "I can try," Ariadne said, her hands moving in the air as if manipulating invisible controls. The streams of light shifted, and the white thread grew brighter, leading away into the darkness. They followed it, a silent procession through the digital unconscious. The thread led to a single, solid point of light, a door. It was a simple and marked white door, utterly out of place in the abstract void. "This is the source," Ariadne whispered. "The dreamer's core." Eames checked a non-existent weapon. "Well, we didn't come all this way for a polite knock." Cobb stepped forward. Whatever's on the other side, it's the one who's been watching us. The one who might have built this entire reality. He thought of Mal's warning. Whose dream are you in? He reached for the handle, but before he could touch it, the door swung open silently. Inside was not a chaotic subconscious or a fortified mental fortress. It was a pristine, minimalist office overlooking a futuristic cityscape, glowing under a perpetual twilight. It was a place of cold calculation, not human emotion.